Massive. The Big Massive Podcast. Yo, the Big Massive Podcast. Oh, Only Massive Podcast by day, Big Massive by night. Only Massive, you know I'm Only Massive. Big Massive Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Massive Podcast, and we're delighted with our guest, our next guest. And I've written this down because I don't want to miss anything out. Define the sound of 90s and Irish British dance, pop music. A voice that energized a generation and delivered one of the era's most iconic anthems. I tell you nowadays. As a frontman of D-Ream, he fused uplifting house beats of soul, politics, and pure optimism, giving us the unforgettable hit, Things Can Only Get Better, a song that transcended the charts and became part of cultural history. And it fucking did. And I remember raving it back in the day. From club stages to chart topping success and beyond, sure, everybody remembers Things Can Only Get Better, but let's not forget, You're the Best Thing. And then you've got Take Me Away and Shoot Me With Your Love, which is a wee bit controversial because I'm going to play it sometime during the pod because it's fucking definitely the exact same as Let Me Entertain You by
100%.
Robin Williams. Robin.
The comedian actor. Good Morning Vietnam.
Everything's fucked up about it. So this was do you know what I mean? So he's remained distinct. You're still gigging. You're still doing it. So
yeah,
everybody, welcome Peter Cunnah. Yay! I know we Strabane tried to claim me and Derry tried to claim me.
that's right.
Before we start, what are you?
Yeah, they're all up to their claims, aren't they?
We overclaimed Strabane and Derry.
Didn't Derry called Claim City at one point?
We just finished a podcast 2 seconds ago when he was talking about claiming from the government for
Make sure
troubles.
you get it in there. Get
Apparently,
it.
if you're affected by the troubles,
I'll tell you a
I'll
story.
give you a
then.
list.
Want to know about claims? When I was on the dole in the 80s with Ty the Boy, my little indie band, we were in Belfast and I was desperate for all the stuff you need for to get a place to stay. So I was down in the dole office and they were kept coming out going, "Oh, we've lost it." Oh. So I went home and then the people around me that were practiced at this business said, "Duplicate. Fill the form out twice, hand it in, and so when you go down
I lost it
to
now.
the
Well.
appointment, they said, "Oh, I've just got it here."
I just read
And,
it.
they're like, and I won't leave until you've... Yeah.
Because I have to process it.
And
then.
that worked then. So
Very
there you
good.
go.
But let's go back to
Sure.
the 90s whenever you just burst on. Like, and I remember it was the summer tune. And fucking Things Can Only Get Better is just the first one comes to your head. But the other one, that You're the Best Thing, was another.
Best thing was the one that went through Clubland. And this is before the internet, so it was really what you call word of mouth now. It was really organic. It just... We got the mixes right, and then people like Paul Daly and Paul Oakenfold were all playing it, and Andy Weatherall, and they were loving it at the club. So they were just the feedback directly to Alan, my partner, was like, you put your finger on the pulse, and we were right there for about 2 years. We were remixing it, Debbie Harry,
Did it
Duran
happen
Duran.
or am I reading the wrong? I didn't read it pile, but I remember back in the day it was song like it came out and didn't hit the heights it should have.
No,
And then you brought it out again.
no, but the things I'd spent time. Ty the Boy went to London. It didn't work out, and then I ended up producing and lying on people's floors and just making my way. I just made the deal with the devil that I'd do music for the rest of my life, no matter come what may, poor or not. And then eventually, I was in the right scene at the right time. So I was like a eunuch in the harem.
And I love that you say
they're
I'm
like
going to do
eunuchs.
music.
Yeah, I'm going to do music despite anything.
That's a great fucking message, I think, because it means that enjoy the thing, the art, rather than how
peace with
rich
it.
am I going to be and what am I.
I couldn't figure out if I got to mid 70s and I'd actually not followed this path, if you know what I mean. And I didn't know at the time, having been adopted, that was actually my purpose until I met our mum, Anne McRae, who's a Strabane woman. There you go.
So he's
The Strabane is strong in this one.
So when that
Go right back up.
Aye.
Like as a kid, was it all music or was it later on?
It was all music, and I was lucky because my adopted parents were both music fans. They loved to dance, and they met at the embassy, and that's another story. But so they were just handing me instruments and letting me do what I was doing, and they were really loving environment. So I grew up with Les, Cunnah, and Monica and McDowell, and it was great. And I grew up in a musical household.
in Derry.
In Derry, yeah. So we were in Clarence Hill. We were actually in the bog side first and foremost, but after Bloody Sunday, Mum decided that
Still working class.
I sort of it was a good start in life, like yeah, and then down to Chantal and to Cairnhill, and then back up to Clarendon Street when no one would move to Clarendon Street.
What kind of music you listen to when you're young?
I grew up on Johnny Cash, Tammy Wynette, all the classics, and Dad left me his record collection. I've over 2,500 country records, like everybody, the entire, run.
In your office now, Betty.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, I don't know, maybe Country House, that'll be next. I'll sample them up, get the doom,
Aye.
see what happens.
Oh, aye.
Country's definitely got a resurgence.
I don't think it's
then?
ever going to 3/4
That's
in the
never
truth.
went away?
Never. How many country and western singers does it take?
It was
to
Irish.
change?
It was Irish country and western. It was
many-
like, what the fuck are we listening to here?
Do you know the joke? How many country and western singers does it take to change a light bulb? Well, it's 10 in total, but one changes the light. The other 9 sing about the old one.
White picket fence.
How bright it was and how long it burned for.
Oh, but
That's what I grew up on, and Dad was a massive Johnny Cash fan. I didn't discover indie music till later on in the 80s, and then, as I said, I got to London, and I was in the right place at the right time. And like I said, they were all like eunuchs in the harem. They didn't know how
But
it
you
was
could
done
sing?
or where it was done. I could, but even Sasha tried to chop my voice up in Best Thing because I didn't sing like Sam Smith.
right.
So I've got a voice like a sort of half rock, half soul sort of thing. And I was just emulating my heroes,
That's what
So
I'm thinking. The Stars Align, that sounded brilliant at the time. And there was like, that was the anthem.
It's what they call a character voice. It's not like a session guy's voice. Do you know what I mean? I'm not Paul Young or anything like that.
Aye.
I've got my own sounding voice.
Yeah.
So I don't get session work for that reason.
Right.
'Cause it's just me.
But much you living off the royalties.
Yeah, well, look,
But
I could
that's-
put my feet up, but the thing is, like, I've never thought like that. I've always thought, like, oh, no,
As
I'm
you
keep
said at the
doing what I'm
start.
doing. Yeah,
It's about the art.
Aye.
Because was it Labour used you for...
Oh, that's a weird one. So I was with
Oh,
a fella called Jazz Summers. He was the main guy behind Big Life, and I didn't know he had a modus operandi of working for Princess Diana's Landmine Trust, and reeling me in for Labour was his main operation. Now Jazz's main occupation is persuading people. So that guy,
There's always someone.
and he was a man shark with a nose for bullshit blood, and he just literally was on my side. You didn't want him across the table from you at a negotiation. You wanted him on side.
On your side.
So he had Big Life, that's like Ruru, Snow Patrol, I mean, all the biggest bands, one of the last indies. And he was like, Pete, you've got to do it. Prescott wants you down at Parliament, the whole thing. I was going, have you your fucking mind? I don't want anything to do with this, right? So it took weeks to break me down. I ended up in the Parliament with John Prescott, meeting him in the hallway. Now, you Irishmen, I've got a beef with you. The fucking handshakes you get over here, I've got to use that for guitar. And you're like,
Prescott?
aye,
He's the big... He was...
well, he was.
He's a
Don't
burley.
cross him. He was going to. Remember the guy
he
with the
punched
egg?
someone in the face.
No, that's right. He hit the egg. His first reaction was he turned around. He
Bang.
gave a right
And he
hook.
seems to have a personality, but a crack.
But he's an ex. He's an ex sailor. But he was standing. We ended up in the Houses of Parliament, and he came up to me. He's going, "That fucking tune of yours. If I hear it again, I've heard it more than you have." And I was going, "No, hang on." No.
All the slow motion
No, I have. Then he
montages.
was like, "No, I have." I was like, oh, wait a minute, Mr. Prescott. But the cameras were rolling.
It's a
and
song, like.
I know, and there I am
it's
taking
not
a
your
lecture
political
off a
agenda.
merchant seaman, But that was it. Yeah, they got under my
Tony Blair,
skin.
whenever that was massive too.
Aye.
Whenever Labour,
Well,
the
they
new Labour.
rebranded. They rebranded as New Labour, and
Yeah.
then we were there, and I was like, "Do you know what?" After all the Tory stuff, and then now I just see them as all one and the same. It doesn't matter. Really.
Aye.
I think someone put a great meme up there during the last election. It was one of those bins in Derry. They have the ones for with your fag button at the top and the mouth at the front. It says "Vote Here." I thought that pretty much sums it up from where I'm coming from. You all right?
I'm going to put my phone on the...
Oh, you're on silent. Yeah.
No, it's not mine.
No, look, it was a strange time because I was just in the right place at the right time, and also because I've been in bands my whole life, and I didn't realize till later on that all of my bloodline's been in bands.
Right.
Right, and I'm finding out stuff now. No one knows about.
Oh,
this yet.
Eleanor's singing, sure.
Well, Eleanor.
What a
but
singer.
My sister's Philippa Hannah, who plays regularly to 100,000 people. She's currently on tour with his name Israel Houghton, who's like her homeboy's Jesus, and she sings to 100,000 people.
Shout out, Hannah.
My half brother is Stuart Zender, who's the bass player with Jamiroquai, first 3 albums written and recorded. My distant uncle's Hannah, as in Hanna-Barbera, as in Scooby-Doo,
Fuck off.
Mickey Mouse, the Flintstones, all that stuff.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
finding out all of this stuff's unraveling. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, there's 7 of us all had killings out of the music industry. 7 of us. What's the likelihood of that? Can you guess what the number is? 1 in a sextillion. That's 1
You put five fingers
22,
up for 7, by the way,
22,
too.
22 years after it.
I'm shit at maths.
So I'm trying. That's not a statistic. It's a
Those were
miracle.
2 subjects.
Do you know what? There was actually a question from this Stuart Zender, and I was like, it was like, can you ask him what hair shampoo? And I was like, that's definitely like an in joke or something.
It is.
And then I clicked on his
Stuart-
Instagram. He's got 75,000 followers. Like, oh right, this is actually, this
Aye.
is like a music producer or something.
No, he's not. He's found a member of the band, and he wrote all the first 3 albums.
That's unbelievable.
He fell out with JK and over writing and all the rest of it. But Stuart's right out there, man. He's like naturopathic. He's like does his yoga and he runs.
And I feel like JK's easy to follow out with. I don't know him, but he does seem like that guy.
I'm not going to get involved in this.
Give us and I know, and some people don't like doing it, but go on, give us a story about like real big, like somebody came in the room and you went, holy fuck, there's. Who's like the biggest? No, that you've been rubbing shoulders with.
Rubbing shoulders with. Do you remember Paula Yates?
Yes,
Actually, we were talking about
an excess.
an excess, and
Well, I was actually
could say.
doing an HTV show in Germany, and I got Bob Geldof was on doing a tune he had called Crazy, and we went backstage, and he's like fucking outrage. Everything's an outrage. I mean, the man runs on outrage.
anger, just-
Yeah. And he was showing me these white tigers. He's the last 2 in captivity, and he was telling me the whole story about. And I thought, and then he was complaining because his manager hadn't got him on a flight home. So our tour manager gave him the seat next to us and gave up his seat. So I ended up sitting with Bob, and I was saying to Bob on the way home, like, I need a new manager. He's going, I don't have a manager. I was going, what do you mean? He said, well, they ring up, they hear the accent, and I tell him I'm John, you know. And he pretends to be his own manager. He said, if you don't do this for my artist, I'm coming over there with a bass. And he pretends to
Imagine
be.
managing him.
So I end up, for some reason, Paula shows up at the Take That dates. And she's like doing.
when she was married to him,
Aye.
obviously.
So there's like this sort of, and I dropped him home, and I was going around his house and thinking, wow, this is a real like it's all a testament to her, like almost a shrine to him and her and the relationship at a time which she's turning up to Take That thing and she's chasing me around.
Oh, you were opening for Take That
That's right.
when they were.
But Paula was. I didn't realize later she had a penchant for lead singers. So we had a couple of nights. And yeah.
Fucking lovely.
Yeah, she brought some of her little tablets with her, which were lovely.
Yes.
Yes. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that.
Good.
I can't wait. This is
No,
bad.
your imagination is probably much worse than what happened. So that was probably my claim to fame. I mean, I met quite a few people over the
Was
time.
she
yeah.
as wild as she came
Beautiful
across?
woman. Beautiful woman. Really, really beautiful soul.
So the
too.
big breakfast, remember she was on with your
I
man
was
out?
on there with her on my birthday.
Were you?
I came on. I was stinking of whiskey, and I was on the bed with her. Yeah,
So were you on the sesh back in the day when you were at your top? Was
I
it
was
a rip?
It was a rip.
But I love that. That's what I would
Look,
have done.
you get to that plateau, and you're going. You know, it's been laid at your feet.
Aye.
Aye.
Come on
It's
now.
encouraged.
Are you gonna? I don't know. I mean, it's just human, right? So yeah. Oh yeah, I'll have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was always growing up. My ma would never. No one ever. You got in trouble. It was always the company you kept. My ma just went.
I kept many
I'm
different
blaming nobody
companies.
else. You're responsible for your own moves.
Is it hard not to go down that kind of route?
It's impossible. The World and Its Wife, even the key grips, the monkeys up in the rigging, they're all, they're on bullets. It's like, it's
But
a
if you're
wash.
on 50,000 people
Everyone
singing along,
they don't just want to buy you a drink. They want to give you a line. They want to hand you a pill. They want you to be their best friend, and so you just jump in.
And even from your perspective, you're just after entertaining 100,000 people or 50,000 people. They're singing your song back
That's
to you.
right.
And then you have to come off one way for a cup of tea.
That's where I'm working on that. A
Yes.
green tea.
Well, you know what? There was a stand-up now. I'd rather do the opposite of what... So if I get a crowd or room laughing,
Aye.
I used to go in the rip. But then I ruined
Aye.
the fucking the
Yeah.
good night. Because I wake up and
But
we
the
just... what
the
was I
adrenaline,
like?
you come off, you've got the adrenaline, and you've got this, you're on a momentum, like a high, and you just don't want it to stop.
Exactly.
So the thing is, it stops at, say, 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning, because you've got a show that night.
Aye, only because you have a
You're
show.
ripping the behind out of
Aye.
it, and you just do. And as a young man, I was 24 when we broke through. I was 28 when we were number one.
Right.
And I was 30 by the time I ended up in
that's-
rehab. So
Well, that's session age.
ran myself straight.
You were actually in rehab?
Aye.
So it actually got to a point where you had to go to rehab? I didn't realise that.
Yeah, I suppose Yeah, I didn't know because it was catching up with me, and then you get to a point. You know what Richard Ashcroft said: the drugs don't work. You're just taking them to feel normal.
Yeah.
And it's just you get your tolerance goes right through the roof, and you're like, this can't be right. So you've lost your even your ability to respond to things. So I wasn't writing any new songs or anything I thought
The
was any good.
creativity was gone.
Yeah, it just rips it. And I mean, they call alcohol spirits. I think they're evil spirits that eventually just take away
Yeah.
more than they give, and it's great all at the start. But when you go at it that long and for that amount,
And my experience with cocaine, and not even me, but family members, it's like you're right. I had family members that weren't taking it. They enjoy it. They weren't taking it. They get a high. They were taking it to get back to their baseline,
yeah, that's it.
so they could cope.
Yeah.
Rather than enjoy it. So the fun's gone.
Yeah,
Now
and
it's more coping.
it's a shame because really I would love to have had the fun, but when you go at that level, that's what happens. You just you ruin it for yourself and everybody, you know.
Yeah.
But luckily there is help there, and I reached out and I made an admission. I said, "Yeah, I'm an addict. You know, I'm an alcoholic." And once I'd done that, that was the breakthrough. So then I could ask for help, but I didn't know because I was in it. I just thought everyone around me was doing it, so normalized,
Yeah.
you know.
And I have a mate that works in one of the counselling services in Derry, and they don't take anybody in unless the person themselves make the
Admits
appointment
himself.
and admits themselves,
you've gotta
because
want
family
it.
could send everybody, interventions.
There's
Or
some people still out there doing it because they've not crossed that threshold, and that's the thing. And the help comes, and then the thing is, not just stopping is the problem. Realizing why you do it in the first is not. Gabor Mate, you can look him up. He said not why the alcohol. He says why the pain. So he wants to know what's behind that,
Yeah.
you know. And then I was faced with all sorts of stuff. It's just too much to go into the podcast, but it was a
whenever
real.
you stop, you have to get rid of all them demons. There's so
You
much.
you've got to confront your demons then without the gear.
Exactly.
That's it.
And I love seeing people that are off for a while, because then they become themselves and they become more honest.
Oh, they're great people to be around.
Aye.
And they can have so much fun and laughter, and they're just like children. They don't need anything to do that.
Aye. And they're at the stage now where they can look back at
Yeah.
the car crash behaviour and talk about it.
Aye.
Do you know, you can never talk about it while you're still on it, because you're still that person.
and you won't admit it. That's why
You wouldn't admit it. You
wouldn't
tell
admit it.
lies. You
That's
steal.
it, yeah.
You do all that.
Yeah.
Were you performing under the influence?
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
And were you able to perform?
I was up to a point, and then by 1996, it had caught up with me. And I'd gone away. I'd gone to the Philippines. I went diving. I went diving in Australia. I went diving in the Caribbean, and it was great because they call that the inner verse. So you're trying to get out of your head verse and then into the inner verse. So I was really trying to do an escape, and then eventually I was coming back, getting a few months of like performance and writing and being Pete from D Ream and all the rest of it. And then it would just get back to it again, and I ended up in places like there were so many drugs around. People were coming up to me to look at my teeth because they were white. I was going, something's wrong.
And isn't it crazy too, when people look at that lifestyle, they're thinking creating music
Yeah.
Performing?
as a buzz.
Oh, it is. It's
Getting on
also,
stage
it's
is
a
the
privilege.
biggest-
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege and a buzz, and then the
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
entertaining on stage is the best drug you'll get. Like
Yeah.
I bet you never got that high again when you get off the stage.
Well, no, I've had it since. You know, I've done Glastonbury straight just a couple of years. I've been straight for quite a while. But the thing is, like, you kind of, it's like I'll take that as well. You know, it's the greed. I'll try that, and that keeps,
Yeah.
it's like a cocktail that you've never experienced before.
And what's a better buzz? Performing the big crowds, going off, and then going on the rip, or big crowds and then enjoying it sober?
Oh God, just waking up now and just thanking God for a sober morning is like, that's my joy. And the thing is, I'm here for everybody now when they call me and when they need me, and
Yeah.
and I'm involved in people's lives again. And now I know I'm going to be the best version of myself I can be. And the writings come back, and I've been working on the book, as you know. I've done a whole autobiography as well, so it's coming like thick and fast. Like, you know, from the wrong end of 50 now, 60 this August. So
Do you ever have nightmares? Sorry, because I've got my mother's off at 2 years, my brother's off at 4, my other brother's off at 3.
aye, but they're
They're-
better people, right?
And they says their biggest nightmares that they're back on it. You wake up
Aye.
early in the morning, they're like, and it's the
No,
best feeling in the world.
I know, but you only know this because you're going through that.
Exactly.
And then how many people are just sort of doing the topping up and the thing, and then they wonder why they're feeling depressed or they're not motivated, and this is why, because that's
He's off it 6 months just for that. It's not because
how
he's
you feeling
addicted
with
or anything,
that
just
then?
to stop drinking.
The same. Well, I'm not a big drinker anyway. That's
Okay.
with the kind of we went over to the Ireland game last year, and I have a friend who had been off it a year, and we were out the whole time partying on the rip, and he was there and had the same experience, but got up every day fresh, enjoyed himself the exact same. And I was just like, I wonder, can I do that? Wonder, can I go to a wedding? Wonder, can I go to do Christmas and just not drink alcohol and see if I can enjoy myself, or at least get to a point where I can enjoy all those same things. It's just hangovers. I have young kids. Every day I need to be up at 7 o'clock. I just have no time to be hungover.
It's true, even if you're not addicted, you still can ruin a good night, because after 12, no, it's a waste of time. When you're drinking, 12 o'clock comes, and then it's just...
I bet you're the last man
Everybody's
standing then. What's the
repeating.
point of that? Like
Exactly.
in a club,
Same stories,
I
same...
call it in a club for one, dancing on your own.
So when you're out...
100%.
When you're out now, like, because we're chatting tonight and all too, he says to me, once people start repeating themselves...
Yeah. Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Yeah, 100%. That's me going.
Actually, I have.
Because I know that the guys that don't drink, which the best thing that ever happened was 0-0, because now you're not getting judged.
Aye.
You're not, because people, I was like that. If I had knew you weren't drinking, I would have just went.
It's not about
Not
the judgment. I think with the zeros, you're still in the experience. You're buying rounds. You're sipping over a
But
drink.
you're included as well. You see
You're,
other people just
If
because
that
of
works for
something you're
somebody,
holding.
I'm good with it. For me, if I touch that, I'd be like thinking, oh, where's the delivery?
Yes.
So I'll be like, oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Do you just stay away from them?
Oh, I'm good.
So
but
I
I
wouldn't-
should say I get out and get involved. I'm still
There's so much
jumping
going
around.
on
Like,
now, but
aye,
that I
plenty.
think that when we were in the 90s, there wasn't many options. There was a session or football or boxing. That was it.
Aye, plus
Now you've got things going on, creativity. There's a whole lot of, you have podcasts, you have shows, you have comedy, you have singing. You have so many things that you can do that you don't need to get up and go, I need a drink.
now the only thing I find that alcohol helps with out of this whole experience is dancing.
Your
If
rhythm
you're at a wedding
improves.
and you're sober and
No.
you're like,
Can you not let yourself go?
Are
it's
you,
not the same.
are you saying your rhythm improves with alcohol?
Yes.
You only think that.
Mine gets a bit looser.
But I would say, like, losing more, you have a wee bit less inhibition when you're drinking and you're on the dance
Aye.
floor and having the crack.
I wonder
Aye,
how
no,
many
I get-
people took E-tabs listening to things can only get
I hope they
better.
were high as kites.
That was a drug that was the love drug.
Aye.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was the thing.
I saw the change because when I was in Tie the Boy, it was beer and gigs, and it was mainly boys. And then I found the clubs. I was going, all the girls are over here, and so you go in there and like the boys are like behaving themselves, and then all of a sudden it's like everyone's cool. There's no fights.
Aye.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Oh, it was the best.
And
thing to be
I was
born
so off my head at once. If we could get this in the water supply, would they stop fighting? No, there'd be no like. Wouldn't need those
Mass
submarines or
poisoning,
those
aye.
I
airplanes.
think
or-
that the psychiatrists usually
yeah, it was
in
going like
certain countries.
They did that. It came as a
Do we dropping and you just
yeah.
start telling everything?
That's
Man, I
it.
used to see people across the thing that I hated. Hey man, me and you should be friends, you know. You should call over to me in the morning. Then you wake up in the morning.
That went away quick.
Ah, cringe at the corner.
It's like, is it one of those nights we wake up with the regrets?
Have you ever went on stage with ecstasy on you?
Oh no.
You couldn't, you see, because I was thinking your
Or
job
even
is
even
swinging
coke,
it.
no, even the alcohol. I try and sober up for about 8 hours at least before a show.
Right.
And nowadays I'm completely clean and clear before I do it. I
Oh,
really
you must
enjoy.
get some buzz.
I
with it.
enjoy the buzz. I mean, I really get the butterflies. Still
Is it
and
still the
it's-
same performing? Has it never?
No, that's never left me. And someone said to me, if you're still getting butterflies and you're 60, that means you give a damn,
Yes.
right? So that's where I
Same
get.
with comedy. If
yeah.
you go on and you're thinking you're not scared or
Whatever.
a wee bit excited,
Yeah.
you die in your hole.
Aye, but your mind sharpens with that adrenaline.
Exactly.
That gets you ready.
Fight or flight.
Fight or
Well,
flight.
let's go.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's why you are where you are. You know.
And when
it's-
are you doing the next gig? When are you?
On Sunday, I'm in Butlins, believe it or not.
Hey,
So,
Scotland?
no, Bognor Regis, so very glamorous. But hear me out. So, they're starting tomorrow night. It's a 90s weekender. So, by the time we get to Sunday night, I've got the Scrag End hardcore
Right.
right to face. And sometimes they're like, just fucking sing the tune, would you? And I think, don't peak too soon, son. Wait for it.
Yes.
Wait for it.
Hold.
Steady, and it is pretty full on. You have to be on top of your game to deal with them because they're literally at their scrag
Aye.
end of their weekend. But actually, these button things, Fatboy Slim's doing them now as well because it's still a place you can go party.
I remember
and
when
you it's all in.
Did
and
I see Fatboy Slim in a pool? And like Butlins.
I wish I'd
and
taken.
boozers.
I wish
They're
I'd taken.
wearing
Would he
shorts.
taken?
No,
He's hallucinating.
I was like, it was
Rummersville.
he must have been DJing. And it's like a Butlins pool.
There I
but the
was
music-
swimming along. You know?
How many DJs
That's
in?
Norman. How you doing?
It must have been like a set in Butlins, and they were all in the pool. And he gets in and the music's pumping and then
that's
they're
it.
all
That's it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the place now where they're all going to. Cause
Wouldn't it be great if we did a live podcast when we had on?
come on, sing a song. So
Special guest and tunes.
So what's your writing like been the whole way through as you've aged?
Oh, I was looking back. I keep quite a track of what I was doing, and I could put. Nowadays, you just put it on your phone and it keeps track of it for you. You know, I call it the smug phone. You've got a little record button and it keeps it. Back in the day, we had a Walkman, Sony Walkman.
Yes.
So I used to keep it on that. I was listening to stuff I did there in '96 just recently because I'd never listened to it again. It's me and have you heard Dave Morales?
Yes.
Know him? So he came over to the house and we were just working on some new tunes and it's on there and I was listening to myself trying to come up with ideas and it was just like, is it like a zombie? It was from my comparison of myself now to where I was not in a good place.
The creative.
I was a shell.
That's what they say, throw shite in the wall and see what sticks.
I was like, maybe if you get 100, one would be all right. Throw shit.
See, I want to play this, but because it's
Okay.
just, for anybody who doesn't know, and I don't, listen to the start of this and tell me what song it is, right?
You already played it for me, Bob.
We're doing a show here and you can't. He always does that.
Don't let them in behind the curtain.
Never do that.
Aye.
It's one of the fucking. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you told me that half an hour ago, but we're on. And I'll tell you, let's do this at the show. So. What? What?
Let's get into the weeds here.
Come on. No, that was released in 1995.
95. It was number 7, January 95 or something like that.
And Robbie Williams would have been in Take That at the time.
Well, we were in
Do
the
you know
dressing
Robbie?
room. I was
Well, he
playing
was
them.
open for them.
I was playing.
So
I was
you know
playing
Robbie
them.
well?
Yeah. I was playing them that, and they loved it. They thought it was great. And then when he split from Take That, he started working with Guy Chambers, and that his version of my song came out in 1998.
3 years later,
3 years later.
they didn't even leave it a
But
while.
I was sitting at home and I put on the MTV, and I thought, I was going to change the channel because I thought it was me.
Aye.
And the guy had the skinhead and he had the frock coat and the mic being flipped and
Doing you and everything.
and I was like, oh, hang on a minute. Oh, that's Robbie. That's not my song. It's it. Was it? I couldn't figure it out. And we looked at it. We got lawyers to look at it, and they wouldn't action it because it's not close enough.
What?
It's by a shade. And the thing is, if I spend £250,000 taking Robbie Williams through the courts,
Aye.
there's no guarantee that I'll get.
And he's got the
I've
money.
got better things to spend that
tell
money.
me-
Oh, he's got the money.
Aye.
Beyond your wildest dreams, don't forget. So
Is it a shade by design?
could well have been.
Well, you were opening for Take That.
Look, it's
Were you playing that
it's
tune
one of
that
those
opened?
things, do you know? And it's just like it's just so close. It's fine. I can't do anything about it.
I know that
I can't do anything about it.
was in court with his guitar, proving that there's like the same.
was
it
Ed
Ed Sheeran was able
Ed
to
Sheeran did that.
name me a song.
But
and
you
he
know
played
what? Robin Smith and what's it? They had White Lies. You know you want it.
Yeah,
Go
that's
and-
right.
That was Marvin Gaye had the tune there. They got was it £10 million finding for them against that. So Marvin Gaye's estate won its case. It's too much, too close to the wire. And do you know what? I've been in court. Have you been to court before?
it. Yes.
I've done. Right. So you know
Stabbed.
it wipes the smile off your face.
Oh, aye.
Right. So no.
And everything that's happened, see whatever the incident is, by the time it gets to court, you lose all your witnesses because they're like, oh, they get out of work.
And how are you feeling about Robbie over the head of it?
I'm good. Look.
But then he's
What
got.
can I-
Bygones be bygones.
There's accusations
no-
with Robbie with Angels as well.
But that's been proven. Yeah, he lifted the song off someone he found it somewhere. I think it was Sir Henry's in Cork or something. As a writer that he picked it up from. Yeah, Angels
So,
was a
see,
lift.
in comedy, there's a lot of stealing goes on. It's not as
But there is
prevalent
everywhere. This is the thing.
Isn't it?
Now, and then there's a fine line between how people are influenced and how they do direct lifts, and we have to negotiate that. So at the end of the day, there's only 7 chords, and there's all the fingerprints of the human beings using the same 7 chords.
Yeah,
So
'cause-
if you draw "Shoot Me with Your Love" back, you can go back it's 3 or 4
Finds
other
on
tunes.
and something, right.
Exactly. So
No, you're being good, honest about
no,
that.
it's
then,
true,
so-
and I don't know what the thing is. I did what it needed to do for us at the time. It got my international tour up and running, and it was great. It was great at the time, and it's a form of flattery as well. If you think,
Aye.
oh right, okay, fine, good,
Yeah.
good, good on
And
you.
that was a big #1 smash.
Aye.
I know that sometimes comedians that are established would go to maybe an open mic or something,
Right.
and a new comedian would have some comedians you'd be seeing them and you're going, fuck,
Aye.
I would love 5 minutes of that material there,
Right.
because they've great. Because when you're doing comedy, you have to write, edit, perform,
So
all that. So they would just go. So even if somebody's
it's
heard that,
prevalent, it's prevalent in life everywhere. That's why you have the idea of copyright, but it's only an idea, and it's only ever enforceable by those with pockets deep
Yep.
enough to do so.
Yes.
And if you've got a little business that you're quite unique, and you put it on Amazon or Google, guess what they do when it gets big enough? They just clone you.
Yeah.
And you try and take them on.
no
So-
chance. That's right. And it's like if this young fella that started about new bit and he's only at it 6 months. And he says that guy had 10 years doing my joke, but everybody's here. So it's the young fella that when people hear it, they go, "You're stealing that off A, B, and C."
I know that's galling. The word is galling.
But I think
but
the comedy's only the only art form that can't.
yeah,
but there's
comedy
nothing
to
there to
me,
eat.
I when I watch people like Robin Williams, my favorite's Bill Hicks.
Brilliant.
Robin Williams, Dave Chappelle, I really like now, and Ricky Gervais. But
Ricky's
when you
brilliant.
watch these guys, that's why I can't do what you do. I've got a guitar and I've got a band to back me up, so I've got the songs, and I'm just doing that. But there, with a mic and your wit,
That's tight.
I would freeze. I mean, and I'm used to standing in front
Yeah.
of people, but I'd be like,
Aye.
funny thing happened to me on the way here tonight.
Do you know what?
And that's it. Thanks. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
And good night.
I have a question. So you obviously performed all through the 90s, wrote music all through the 90s. How much has technology
Oh, it's
and how
so-
tempting is it to ask ChatGPT for a couple
Oh
of
no,
lines?
it's not that. We've got a thing called Suno now. Have you heard of Suno? Suno. Suno is a new AI, and you can just either use a prompt to generate the music, or you can put in your own music and tell it to finish it, and
Yeah.
it'll do all of the stuff that I've spent a lifetime learning to do
Yes.
in a few minutes. And it's shocking. I mean, look, it's another tool that can be used. It's a double-edged sword, like the internet. You get, what was it Clarkson used to say? I went on the internet and I found this. And we don't know what he found, but it got the audience
I have a
laughing.
mate that had that was his job, Wes Devine,
Yeah.
and he was his music producer, and he had a part-time job,
Mm.
a regular job for these guys in America that movies, but they just wanted like background music and nightclubs and stuff like that. And each time
it's
it would
revolutionary.
take weeks. They get the tune that they want right.
Yeah, get the break.
They just sacked them and AI came out because they just typed it
Yeah,
in.
yeah, and it's
So now he's driving buses.
so I think. Okay,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
you mean
but
he's got another job?
yeah,
He's not a robot.
He said to me, I had to get a
Self-driving
job.
bus?
That's what he said to me.
A self-driving bus?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, but that's a whole other story.
Speaking of Clarkson, are you caught up with that? Did you ever watch Clarkson's Farm?
I love Clarkson's Farm.
So
He's
are you up to date?
hilarious. Not in the new one, no. Why?
So see the new one,
It's
AI is
Caleb's.
taking over.
Caleb's the funny guy.
Well, Keelan's doesn't. They've got this computerized tractor now that just does perfect
No.
lines, and it actually knows where the best parts of the field is. They do heavy manure, light manure, heavy manure. So you're saving money.
Wow.
It's just all computerized now.
What are we going to do
We're
if
fucked.
if the sun does one of its bursts and switches off all the electrics?
I know.
Do you know
He's
what?
all right.
Would
He's a
We're going to have to
purple
talk
belt.
to each other.
I know, but would it be so bad, hey?
Would it be so bad? Exactly.
Because I do worry about my children and how much they were on phones. And
No, the digital detox, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
My wife was complaining about her eyes being red and bloodshot, and I said, didn't you finish a book about a week ago? Yeah. Have you been reading your phone at night? Yeah. I was going, well, try not doing that. Because that light's what's stopping people from sleeping properly.
I love the original Kindle. Do you remember the original one? Looked like a book.
Because it's not bad on your eyes,
There was
that's
no
right.
backlight. You had
But
to
my
put a torch on
nephew,
it,
I'm
like.
so worried about him because he's probably about 13 now and he's just discovered flight simulators. Can we get him off it?
Just flying,
Just literally, he's got this thing like a.
that's the exact.
Aye,
Right.
and it's in front of him, and he's just gone, and he's talking to all the other young pilots who are like
He
doing
can fly a plane then. Apparently, it's.
apparently it's other young pilots. Yeah,
hoping?
there he is. He's sitting in the Philippines. He's in his 60s.
Yeah.
He's in his underwear.
he's got a joystick there as well.
Can I see your face? He's got a joystick in his hand. Oh
We're coming on the landing zone.
no, lads!
Get your
how does
landing gear out.
No, how does it come to this all the time?
We were talking about
You
that.
brought it up.
There was a So did you hear about the pedo sting? And there was the guy that was pretending he was a 13-year-old boy talking to another 13-year-old boy, and they wanted to meet at a park. And was two old men showed up. the other,
they were
there was
both
one
pretending.
old pedo chatting to another old pedo, and both of them pretend they're 13.
Wow. Oh.
But that was some meeting. Boy. The two of them land with flowers. The fuck are you doing? I seen you in the pedo shop last week.
Wrong. It's so wrong. But this is the thing about the internet, and I was talking about digital ID and stuff like that anyway, because they're trying to bring that in now. The British government want you to monitor your phone, what's on there, to stop people from sharing.
Trolls.
Find out who the real.
Yeah. Did you ever experience much hate over the years?
The worst one I got, I'm going to say one, there's been several, but I had a couple of people just have a go at me saying I've got blood on my hands because I learned Labour my song, and then to all our consternation, it took us to war in Iraq, and I wasn't at the march, but I went in front of the Sun, I think, in the Mirror, and I had the paper in my hand saying not in my name. A part of the 3 million people says, please don't do this. And we could see the documents were sexed up, the whole thing. What was his name? I forget. He disappeared. The guy that was the examiner who went into Iraq to find these weapons of mass destruction came back. Kelly was just disappeared. Unpersoned, I think they call it. So, and I was going, no. So I was just, having been accused of blood on my hands, I was going like...
You started it all with a song.
It's my fault with this song. Like I sat down, I know. If I write this...
What age were you when you wrote that?
So, okay, it's a good story. I think I was in my early 20s when I started writing it. And I was working on a thing with a guy called Jamie Petrie, who's was my co-writer on it. And we had a sound that sounded like Sympathy for the Devil. So it was like, you can walk my path. Wear my shoes, dum ba dum bum 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 ba dum 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 dum. That kind of vibe.
But that's a creative brain.
And that was it. And we had this, and we sort of parked the thing. Oh, that's kind of cool. But then that didn't work out because it's what I call the pram in the hallway. It's the enemy of all creatives. When the pram appears, they disappear. Their ambitions disappear with the pram. So so he went off. He started ghosting me, I think is the current words for it. And I had that song. I started working with Alan, and we were at the Brain Club in Wardour Street, which is really cool. I mean, there was Goldie, Dita Mayer was down there from Yellow. She's Shane McGowan at the bar, but these were just names, and the people that came out of there, like Bailey, Oakenfold, they were all there. And he came back to my house. That's where we started the band. I says, "Can you help me with this? I'm really struggling to make it sound as good as you play out." So he came back to the house, and one day we had this mix on the board. And it was sounding so good, so hot. It was almost like it had the feel about it, and that song just came into my head. I was going, "Oh, that's that," and I started singing to Alan, and he jumped out of his chair. And it's hard to get Alan to do much, but he was like, he leapt up.
You just knew this is a hit.
And so what we did within about a week, we'd taken it back in the day. We had a thing called a digital audio tape machine, big block, about 3 units high, and took it down to the Love Ranch, and we put it on. It just went bang. 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 And the boys, everyone's going, what's going on here? And they're like, putting their hands there like that and going,
a hook.
Just a religious moment. We were all feeling this thing, and with no vocals on it. And when the drums kicked in, they were standing on the tables, just punching the air at the end of the night. And I was going to Alan, this. But I don't know what this is, but we've done it.
3 hairs stood in my arms.
It's that moment you go, we've got it. We put our finger on it, and it was just like went ripped up through. After we'd laid the path of the best thing, Things Gonna Be Better was just like, it just cut like a knife through butter. Yeah.
Class story.
Yeah.
There's our clip.
I just love hearing things like that.
Oh, it's great. The creative.
You're there.
When the spark.
We were integral to that scene, and they were part of us, and we were all loved up, and we were all getting a sense of community and spirit and feeling connected. And that music was the sound, the backtrack. They're playing things like Promised Land by Joe Smooth and Everybody's Free, Rosala, and these songs had that hair in the back of the neck thing. But they knew how to intersperse it, so you'd have the hard stuff you could just pump into, and then they'd drop, and you'd go, oh my God. So it was this great sort of build up tension and then release. And
the body reacts it, doesn't it? It's just like...
No, but we'd start at 10 o'clock at night. We weren't finished till 3 a.m. We would just at it, and then go home in the after show parties and all the rest of it. Yes. And I just lapped it all up. It was brilliant.
And did you use like tour Ibiza and all that kind of?
We did a lot. I did Manumission. That was interesting. Yeah.
And you're the best thing. That must have been. Is that another one that when that you were?
I
you
was
were like,
standing on
"That's
a beach in
another."
Ibiza with a woman called Anne Savage, who's a well-known sort of trance DJ, and she says, "Pete, I was getting rid of all my records, you know." I thought, all right. I had 20 left. I got down to 20. I just couldn't part with. And you know, your song, you're the best thing, the Sasha mix. I couldn't put it in the. I was going, okay, well, that's nice to know.
Oh, what a tune!
You know, imagine, but a DJ getting rid of like 5,000 records.
Keeping you.
That's all right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Man,
but she was very clear. The Sasha mix, not yours.
Not your version.
Not yours.
Man, but you're very humble with all the achievements that you had and the people you met, and you know,
No, grateful, man. Just grateful.
and then maybe that working class upbringing.
I don't know. Think about, wasn't it bonuses, the crabs in the bucket? You get to the top, they'll pull you right back down. But no one lets you get ahead of yourself
No.
in Derry. No. Best
The
one
band's
was,
the same.
best one, you love this. My Aunt Kathleen, God rest her soul, she was 86 when she went. I turned up at Christmas and we'd been number one the whole year. So this was a 90, coming up for Christmas, end of 94. And she stood at the door and she said, Peter, how are you? I said, grand. She said, you still writing your wee songs?
Number one.
Still writing your wee tunes? I still write my wee I am, actually.
Haven't changed a bit. Oh, Indian.
Just taking a wee break from the podcast to tell you about the big, massive Patreon. As this ad goes out, there's currently 173 extra episodes on the Patreon. 2 a week, 1 early access, which goes out earlier than on Spotify and has 0 ads. I'm sure you're a wee bit head fried with all the ads on Spotify, but it's one of the few revenue streams that we have coming at the minute, so we do have to put them in there. But for £4.50 a month, which is £1 a week, for 173 episodes of Patreon, and there is 200 early access, no ads, podcasts in there as well. So it's nearly 400 podcasts for £1 a week. It's a good deal. And something I should say, if you are deciding to sign up for our Patreon, don't do it through your Apple phone. Don't be giving that wanker who's already dead, so he's not really a wanker anymore, Steve Jobs, any more money than he already fucking has and his family. Do it through your desktop computer so all the money can be sent to us and not Steve Jobs and Apple. Do you find that funny, Ronan? Aye. That's the ad.
Speaking of that,
Okay.
we segue. We do a thing with guests now. We missed it with the first guest, but we did the last one, and it's Room 101. And
Yes.
it's taken from the TV show that...
Which is also taken from
the book?
The book, yes.
Yeah, that's
no,
right.
you had 1986. It's 1984.
1984.
I know, because I watched your show. I'll show you.
1984,
Yes,
and it was
George
that's where
Orwell.
they got it from.
That's where they got it
So who did it in BBC? Skinner, Frank Skinner,
It was
Paul
Frank
Merton.
Skinner, yeah.
and Paul Merton.
And
So
Paul Merton, yeah.
the whole anybody that doesn't understand, it's like, what would you want to put in the Room 101 that
Okay.
you don't like or didn't exist or whatever?
Yes.
And you sent me a couple of ideas. I didn't want to look at it. I'd rather listen.
Oh,
and
okay,
then,
okay.
And then we'll see.
Okay, so you need to remind me because I can't remember. I know one of them was car headlights.
Car headlights.
Yes, because I do a lot of driving at night, back from shows and stuff. And there's these guys, and they call them show rigs. Do you know about this?
No.
You know the articulated lorries. So they start at the
100
top,
lights.
they put lights on there, and
Yeah.
then they keep going till the whole thing's like one bank of light coming. I'm in a wee car, and he's coming, and all I can see is him. And as he gets closer, I stop being able to see the road,
Yeah.
and I have to slow down. Sometimes pull over while these guys are doing. And if you bump them to let them know, he puts on his beams. So you're talking like
they
it's
go
like
the full,
A
the
full
full
beam?
the full beam,
Aye, but
and you're
it's
like,
top to bottom. It's roof,
yeah. And
lights,
after he
middle.
disappears, you can't even see.
Waiting for ET to show up.
Yes, please take me to your lead.
Beam me up.
That was being
So
delivered.
that's your pet
I can't-
peeve.
I
Do you know what? Do you know how I
understand
know that? Because sometimes when I'm driving at night as well, and you're kind of in a trance, you forget to turn down your light. I have done it there a
You think,
couple of
oh,
hours.
so I was beamed. I'm beaming him, maybe.
No, I've just
You mean the
forgot to.
pitch of the
No,
light?
I've just forgot to take off the
beams.
full beam, and
Yeah.
I had a lorry, and they've let me know
Aye.
by almost.
Oh, this is my trip back from Galway. We did a show there about a month ago now, and I had 2 Arctics, normal lights on. But you know when you're going over the spine road that goes
Yeah.
up, I don't know what it's called, but up through Strabane and Oma, and yeah, I was just had to pull over. And the second one, I was going you, and I put the beams on, and then I was like, after that, I could barely see, but he was like, da da.
I nearly got into a wild crash in Derry because I was just past my test, and you know when you're coming out of a junction, somebody flashes you on. He was going over a bump, so the light went like that.
and you
And I
thought,
thought, oh, fuck, he's
all right.
An invitation.
yeah, it was just them going up and down, so I
you had-
flashed me on.
Right.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The big bright lights, like I have my car set where it automatically.
Oh, that's amazing. I have the
That's
work,
good
our
because-
work cars do that, so they dip automatically.
Right.
So when a car comes, they turn off, they turn back on. So
Yeah.
Let's start it a
just-
little bit full bright.
Right.
Amazing.
Right. Okay.
But that
you
there,
need a
so that should be illegal. You
well,
reckon?
you know, room 101. You know they've got a thing like
Yeah.
Graham
Yeah.
Norton has. You have
Yeah.
to put it on the and then
Yeah.
and it falls in.
Oh, headlights are 100% going on.
But then we're going to have to make you bring in someone to represent it, and it
Okay.
might be a bit of work.
Maybe I'll speak to my nephew, see if he gets his hands off that
Aye.
the throttle.
Aye.
We'll bring it in.
He could fly it on.
Because
He could fly it. He could land it.
a 60-year-old pedo lands. You want to see? I heard you were ringing.
You rang for me.
So, will we put it on the room 101?
But no.
And it goes.
There you go.
Good one.
Right.
We said you could do 2 or 3, but sure, whatever. Have you any more?
Can't remember.
Do you want me to check?
What about pets' lifespans? I remember. I remember Julian Clary did this in the original 101, and I thought that's a great idea. If we're doing anything in genetics, wouldn't you love?
He's not a pet lover. Before we
right.
continue, I am.
Oh, I love
So I know
animals.
exactly what you're talking
So
about.
I'm thinking, like, if I still had Dusky be here now, I'd probably like chewing
or
your
dog?
leg
Hey,
off.
your wee companion.
Dog. Aye, dog.
What was it?
Alsatian.
Wee companion.
Just great.
Nobody loves you like a dog.
No, it's unconditional, and it's the waggy tail thing. In fact, I thought at one point,
My kids.
God, if I die before him, I'll donate my forearm because that's all he wants to eat. He's just, if I was sleeping, trying to have a lie, and he'd come up and he'd be, come on, let's go.
How
Let's
long
get
did
to
he
the park.
live?
He was 11 when he went.
And you'd bring him to get put down.
It was horrendous.
Tight. Because we did that with 2 dogs.
I know.
And my dad's holding together now, and you're just like, oh, that's
No,
tighter,
mate, that's
yeah.
when I felt him go in my arms, and I did feel the weight change and the coldness happen and the heat leave. And I was talking to Brian Cox, and I hate to drop names, but I said, have you measured the weight of this? He said that there was an experiment where they measured the weight of your soul, and they said it was like 21 grams
Yeah.
difference. And I said, well, that's like the soul then, right?
He doesn't have a soul, she'll just...
So you stay the same.
I'm always 21 grams later.
But if that is true,
So would you like to see your goldfish live the same length of time as... do you know what I mean? Would you like your
figured
dog
that
to
out.
live the
No,
80?
I had what they call in Orlando, you know, the fancy tail one. I kept him. He was 10 years before he died. I brought him over from London because the water was right.
Right.
I interacted. He saw me coming past every day. I mean, we weren't on first name terms, but
Hey, my wife's granny,
he thought
my
you were
wife's
Bob?
granny, my wife's granny is convinced whenever she walks in, the goldfish goes up to the end of the bowl like we do.
they do. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to
dogs.
have a
I'm
personal
not,
dog,
I'm not a
dog.
pet guy, but I love that you're a pet guy, and I love that he's a pet guy.
You got a
It's
dog.
just not for me.
How long
got-
did that last? Family pup.
A few weeks. Just
How'd you give it away? Like?
Wow.
very easy.
Didn't work out.
Do you know what it is? I can't handle dog hair.
Oh, is it
I
an
can't
allergy?
handle it on. No,
it's
just it on the floor, it on my top, on.
Anything black.
When I go
stuff.
to
You know,
his
I
house.
remember a friend of mine, Alex Mungo, showing up at my house once, and we had a cleaner and all that London stuff. And I just opened the door to him, and my Dusky was barking away. And Alex stood back, took a step back, and went, "Oh, you've got a dog." And I was going, "What?
You don't smell it.
You know that burger ad where you've gone nose blind?
Oh, that's 100%. That's an hour thing.
You don't notice what he talks
You
about.
just don't notice. You really
And do
don't.
you know what I would put in room 101 is dog etiquette when a visitor comes. So, like, if I go to his house, we're sitting talking, and there's a dog jumping up on me.
Oh, yeah, that's-
fucking around me legs,
Oh no, you might.
doing everything.
No, you know what we put? No, we could really put in is dog grooming, like when they dress them in wee
with
bows
a-
and what the front door is that?
shoes and all on them
It's
and all
a
that crap.
dog. You know what's going on there?
Our dog's out of casting season now, and you know. See when they're in it, hairs everywhere. And he's a wee
Everywhere.
tight-haired
that's-
fucking chihuahua.
It's everywhere.
That's
It's
not
everywhere.
For me.
But
So
they're
could-
class.
Could we put their lifespans in or not? Or is that
I,
going to
I agree with you.
Aye, no, 100%.
Maybe another 10, like
that's-
double their life.
be at least double?
You can keep your wee friends.
So many, since you started getting dogs, how many have you had in your life?
I've had 3 big. They're big dogs. I had an elk hound first, Bruno, and then I had Max, and he was a stray, but he was a tan. Alsatian, and then I had Dusky, and Dusky was black and tan.
So was that over like a what?
Oh, up until
20
my
years?
40s, I think. He was my recovery dog, so I got him when I got clean for the first time in 96.
companion.
96. And I started walking out in Wormwood Scrubs, which is where Linford Christie Stadium is. And it's the back of the old prison. And I met Gene and, what's his name now? Dean, the Pearly King. And you may not know that from Ireland, but you know what a Pearly King and Queen is.
Yeah.
And he had one of these walking sticks.
Mary
It's
Poppins.
funny. He had a walking stick, but he's an ex-para. And he got dropped in Burma, and his walking stick had the sword inside. And he's like, if they come near me, I'm ready for them. Brilliant. So I was out around there with Dusky, him and my dog, and we just meet up. And I was out, and half the time people were calling me, Pete, this deal needs to be done. Where is he? He's out walking the dog. He'll get back to you when he comes home. So that was a great thing.
Have you got a dog now?
No.
That's
get one?
No, I go. We're talking about it.
I've never heard of a recovery dog. What's that?
I just mean because he.
Hey, will we go get dogs? No. Right, we'll scoot to some questions then.
Yeah.
Stuart Zender, what shampoo does he use and why? Thanks in advance.
Is that from Stuart Zender?
Yeah.
He's a cheeky bastard.
Who's Stuart Zender?
He's
He's
my
his
brother.
half-brother who's in Jamaica.
In Jamaica,
Or was.
The
did all.
guitarist, the bass
Yeah,
player.
Stuart's.
And the bass on Jamiroquai's.
It's insane.
Aye.
It's insanely good. Yeah, he's really good.
There
That's
must
a
be
good
a
question.
backstory to this hairstyle thing.
No, I don't. He's because the thing is, Stuart says he's bald. I haven't seen because he's always wearing a cap.
He's got quite an extravagant
that's why
hat
he's-
on in his
yeah.
picture.
But everybody used to copy your hairdo back in the 90s as well. Do you mind that?
Well, you know what? It was the cheapest one I could find.
Just a wee brush down, just.
Well, that was number one. That's how it started.
Aye.
And a friend brought the clippers into the. I was in a boring office like Ricky Gervais's The Office, and our boss brought it in and says, "Do you want to, because all the boys were cutting their hair short, squatty look, but they had the squatty hair, but with the 3-piece suit, and we called ourselves the Psychedelic Skinheads."
Well, do you know in Strabane there was a barber called Johnny? He still works. And Johnny went for about 2 years without using scissors. It was like sheep shearing.
But that was
Man,
it. That
fucking
next,
hell.
it's done well out of it. Yeah,
was running around.
sheep shearing.
He didn't use scissors for 2 years.
He was Sean the sheep.
Get on, son.
So no, I don't. Well, I just use a bit of organic soap when I need to. If I need to use that, but no, it's not anymore. I wouldn't use that.
So this is somebody that's bald
Chemical
as scale
stuff.
says.
Yes.
I think that's
Probably
where
a
it's
bit of
coming from.
sarcasm
Yeah,
there.
yeah, he's wondering. But Stuart's bloodline's a wee bit different to mine, so bless him. But there are cures out there now. If he's coming up for 50, which I think he is soon, I could help him find a suitable.
Oh, you can cheat like
American.
and go to Turkey.
Americans can work on the head too, right? You know
Yeah.
what American is? It looks like a sporran, but women wear them.
Mickey Bartlett and Paddy
Oh,
McDonald.
yeah.
Am I
yes,
stretching the
yeah,
imagination here?
yeah.
There's a thing
Yeah.
too that they don't grow new hair, but they think
They inject stuff under your head that
Okay.
helps growth.
Okay. Well, maybe you could just hand out AI glasses, and that would put up.
I just
everybody's got a hairdo.
Yeah, you put these
Everybody's-
on.
For people that don't
Yeah.
like bald people, put on the AA glasses and just everybody's
That's it.
talking.
If you wear these, I look exactly how I want you to. How I want you to see me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the fucking beer goggles, and you get this woman just gets
Those are
better
easy to
looking as the
put
night goes
on. They're available everywhere.
So we must have an aspiring artist here, Laura Dannon. One of my favorite songs is "Blame It on Me." Can I ask how you came up with this song or how the song came about? What was the inspiration for it? And please ask, can I support them on gigs sometime?
Absolutely. Yes to that, and the song. I was in that little indie band I was telling you about, and everything I was bringing to them just wasn't working. And I'd moved to Belfast, and I was pining over an old relationship, an old flame back here in Derry. And I just sat down with my little Framus one day, and I was just banging out a G chord, and then went to a D, C. And I was thinking of sort of a Tom Waits sort of Cajun thing, and this thing just came. It just went, and it just came out. And I have no idea where it comes. And the record company said to me, write another one like that. And I'm not Suno. You don't just put the prompt in and it comes out. Unfortunately for you, it just came out in one go. And I was keeping it simple because I loved Seamus Heaney. I grew up with a guy, Peter Mullen, who taught me English. And he enthused in me a love of Heaney. And when you listen to Heaney, he's reductionist in his language. He puts something beautiful across with a maximum amount of impact with the smallest amount of words. So he's the opposite to Proust. And when you listen to like what he does, and I'm thinking like, I'll keep it simple. And it's
Yeah.
just 4 lines. You know, I loved you then. I love you now. I love the best way. I knew how. You laughed at me. I went and cried. It hurt so bad. I almost died. Now, that's a country record. Let's face it.
But it's brilliant, and it's still. We notice that in comedy too. The more basic and stripped back and less words, straight to the point, is far
That's it.
better.
But is that not annoying that it just because it's hard to replicate something that just appeared?
Well, I was listening to Benny and Bjorn of ABBA fame, and they used to row out to one of their little islands where their studio was on. And he says, we don't row out and we're not there. We're not going to be ready to catch it when it comes. And I think that's the way to look at it.
Aye, and that's all creative people.
Having
You
your
can't
aerial
do 95. Let's write
No,
songs.
no, just
Has to be a
tuned in.
wee
That's it, a moment, yeah. So,
inspiration or a wee.
and she can come down and support us when we're playing. Let me see, one of her own. Maybe the Guildhall on the 20th of December we're playing. So
Guildhall, okay.
yeah,
I'll
get her
message
get her to get in touch and we'll get her on for a wee slot.
Look
Look
at
a
listen
bit.
here first.
I'm sure if she, I know if she's good. If she already likes blaming on me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll give you one song, 1 to 10.
Look a bit. How do they pick the set list for the recent gigs? There's so many songs to choose from.
That's a good question. Well, yeah, we've got 5 albums now, and we have to pick a mixture of the ones we think are going to get people dancing and not take it down too much. But it was interesting because when we did Leeds, we had an hour and 40 to play. So it was like almost like the old school stuff. And then with a little break and an interlude, I was playing for 2 hours. And when you do it back to back, the voice starts to give out because you're pushing your voice a lot. But we were doing things like Star, which I haven't done in 35 years.
Did you like it? But doing
I
something
loved it because I said, look, back in the day, we used to light lighters when you could.
That's right.
And so the phones went on with the
Light.
torch.
Yes.
And that was going like that. I was going,
Class.
yeah, class. It was a good moment. Yeah, a good moment. So we've no problem filling the set. In fact, part of the set we sort of got back to the club thing where we just kept the vibe going. It didn't break. I didn't talk too much. We just kept the groove going.
Class.
And at the end of that, we started with Promised Land by Joe Smooth. Look it up if you can find it. It's classic sort of early house songs from '88. And then we went into a new one called Voices about men's mental health. And then we finished on Best Thing, but you wouldn't know that because the record for 15 minutes just kept the same groove. And at the end of Best Thing, they were screaming so much like this, and I was going, yeah, all right. And they go, no. I was going, oh, hang on a minute. I was going, oh, dear. I could feel it building up. And I was going, no, yeah, I know what you're doing. But it was just a great moment, So, yeah, we could fill it with that, and entertain people. You get to come off stage, and then I spent 40 minutes signing all these records and CDs for everybody, taking selfies. And I had one guy crying into my shoulder going, you no idea how much that meant to me.
You think about that, but it's a big part of people's lives. It's like
brilliant.
songs and
That's
smells and things like that remind you of certain times. And
They're so important to us.
It is.
They're important to us. They're little milestones.
Yeah.
My life's peppered with
so you
them
must
as well.
have seen couples that maybe met during.
There's that, and
Crying, watching you?
Sometimes people played it at funerals, and I don't charge for it. People get in touch with me, and I still do them wee things for their birthdays and
Class.
all of that sort of stuff. So, no,
You're
it's
going
great.
to be inundated now when you our 200 listeners.
I can handle it. The only thing I say is make a wee donation if you're even bothered to the hospice,
Good
and that's
idea.
job done. Yeah.
Good idea.
EJ Duffy's doing a wee bit of comedy here. I used to be in a D-Ream cover band, but I recently got sacked because I kept forgetting the lyrics. I had to sell my car. I have no income now. Ah, well, suppose things can only get gooder.
I think somebody asked too. Go and ask him, did things get better?
Better. So, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. They
Worse
did.
first, then better.
Yeah.
Get on our Patreon and listen
the
to
only
whole
way is
story.
up. But no, we actually had our own tribute band in Derry when we were at the height of our fame in the 90s.
Were they good?
Apparently they were hilarious because there was an old friend of mine called Sean Campbell, and he started a band called D Redful. And their signature tune was "Fish Can Only Get Battered."
Oh, so they changed the lyrics? and
Oh
stuff?
yeah. You had to protect the innocent.
Right.
I mean, when I heard of that,
Class.
that's always stay with. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Here's one. Viv M. Key entered a Radio 1 phoning competition. Question was, where does the singer of D-Ream originate from? Rang in, won two weekend tickets to Fantasia Festival. Mark Thomas, a.k.a. DJ Ramjack, 6 degrees on separation.
Oh, that's
Does-
cryptic.
Did
Does
she give her answer
Yeah.
of what?
That's
Must
so
have been-
cryptic. God, I
Derry?
don't remember any of that. No.
Does he remember winking at Does he remember me winking at him in Maysfield Leisure Centre, November 20th,
I hope
1992?
I hope he's got his vowels correct.
I had a unibrow.
That's why we unibrow winking at you in the box. Man, I thought that was a brilliant
Great.
podcast.
Some great
Yeah.
stories there.
I wasn't sure what to expect because I went on and I saw some of the links.
Have you ever done a
me.
podcast before?
And I
or-
thought, I mean, I need subtitles because they've lost me.
One of the reasons we moved to this studio, and we had a podcast room that was too handy because it was in the building we worked in.
Right.
So at lunchtime we would do one now.
Oh,
And we had
oh.
one, and it would have been just us two slabbing.
Just, yeah.
So now we're trying to bring it up to a professional level. We're getting a
Okay.
guest a month, and
Joe Rogan, watch your back.
exactly,
That's the one.
Yes.
exactly. And you're going to bring it to the next level, Peter. Man, that was a brilliant interview. We loved hearing about it. I could have sat for another hour and listened
Thank
to
you
more.
for having us. No, it's been a great crack.
We're having a live pod later in the year. It'd be great if you could show up if you're available.
And we're going to come see
I'll
you
make
in
myself
Sandal.
available.
And we're going to come see you. And if you want to see any of your stuff, get on dream.co.uk.
.co.uk.
You'll see all the tour
And I'll
dates.
organise a couple of e-tabs for...
Yeah.
So thank you.
Sandal.
Sample that.
I'm taking that as a compliment. Goodness, is my-
You're
feeling
also a
like-
musician.
I was feeling it.
But thank you very much for coming. And
Thank
you're
you
more
very
than
much,
welcome
Peter.
anytime you
Lads.
come down. And is there anything you want to...
No, that's it. So we're all good. Yeah.
Wee legend.
Good in the hell.
Too
Thank
much
you.
money doesn't need to promote anything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
man.
much. Up
That
the
was
hoods.
brilliant.
Thank you, lads.
It's the big, massive, the big massive podcast. Yo, 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 the big massive podcast. Podcast by day, big massive by night. I'm only messing, you know, I'm only messing. Big, massive podcast.